This week on Slash and Burn, we're talking about two brothers. Their mom isn't in the picture, and their dad is kind of an absentee asshole. But because of him, their legacy sets them on a road of amazing adventures and colorful characters. Their names are Dean and...
Sam.
Hank. That's right, this week we are talking about the Venture Brothers.
I researched wrong.
What do you mean?
I looked up Supernatural. I must have misunderstood our
I fucking always get those guys backwards. Shit. Okay, I'll be back in a couple hours.
Here at the place, the greatest place for erotic fanfiction. Kera and Steve will give you what you need to satiate your deepest fantasies. Kera's the fanfiction veteran. Steve is the lovable noob. The whole crew's unflappable. When not safe for work comes into play, it's assumed. Welcome to the Slash and Burn podcast.
I have to get more whiskey, and I think we got a sponsor, but we will be back with more Wincest when when we come back. Thanks. Hey, Kera.
Yes, Steve.
We've got a new sponsor this week.
I'm excited.
I am also, well, I was also excited, but I'm really having a hard time bringing myself to read the copy, to be honest.
Why is that?
I just felt, I don't know, like, off, I guess, since if I had to, like, pinpoint it, I'd say, like, last Tuesday.
Like maybe in the middle of the night into the morning?
Yeah, like something around, I was like kind of in the middle of my WoW raid, like 9:30 to 10:30, maybe 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but just like something happened. It made me like really sad and angry, but like I can't remember what it was. It's just hard to get in the right headspace with stuff.
I felt kind of similar, honestly. Like I went to bed feeling anxious and weird, and then I woke up and I just felt sick to the stomach ever since.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like nothing matters at all. Like, I mean, even more than I usually feel like nothing matters at all. Like,
I agree with you.
even more than that. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm having a lot of trouble reading this ad copy. Like, and I've been trying to pin down what it might be. Like, so we had lunch last week. Like, that was good.
Yes,
like, that was delicious.
True.
So that can't be it. I had a couple days off from work. I played a lot of video games. The Titanfall 2 campaign is spectacular.
Do you think it's allergies, maybe?
My allergies have been a dick, but I bought some Flonase, and I've been shooting that shit straight up into my brain, and that's been pretty helpful, so I don't think that was it.
Have you been sleeping more or less than usual?
No, just the same shitty, not quite zero, but much less than enough amount. So I'm not... I can't put my finger on it. So I'm sorry to our listeners and also to our sponsor. I swear I'll get to this when I'm feeling more up to it. Maybe like, I don't know, 4 years from now. I don't know why. That's like a weird time period to pick, I guess.
I mean, you gotta go
but it
with
just
what you're
feels
feeling.
right at the moment. I don't know. 4 years, probably.
I hope so.
4 years of despondence and sadness.
That 4 years is enough of feeling
I think
that
so.
way.
I think so. But yeah, so look for that in 4 years. All right, welcome back. I've got more whiskey. Kira's still here.
That's true.
So is my wife. She's enjoying this a lot. She was, man, you should have seen her going when I was reading that Destiel story. She was...
We threw a towel over her.
She couldn't keep her hands off herself. Even the cats were disgusted. They all left the room. So, I've got another story.
Oh, are you going next?
Yeah, because I had 4, remember? So oh wait, I did just go, didn't I? I'm sorry, you go. I apologize. My bad. I forgot what happened 3 minutes ago.
Okay, well, sure. My next story is also from fanfiction.net. I picked this one because the premise drew me in, and the weirdness...
Pulling me back in.
Right. Maybe not weird. The nonsensical nature of the writing kept me.
Okay.
You'll understand what I mean when I start reading it.
I'm ready.
So many questions. Alright, so this is called The Queen's Queen.
So real quick, I realized that for our first 3 stories, we didn't really introduce any of the characters for any people who don't really know Supernatural. Yeah. So Sam and Dean Winchester, they are the titular, I guess they're not titular, they are the brothers who are at the cornerstone of everything. They've been in pretty much every story. Who else have we had? We've had Cass. Cass is an angel at first. Well, I mean, I guess he's technically always an angel, but he keeps like falling in and out with...
Angels. Angelness?
Right. The heavenly bureaucracy. So sometimes he's a fallen angel and sometimes he's an angel in good standing. And then for a while he becomes a human. And then for a while he's not a human. But that might be an alternate universe or something. I don't remember exactly. But he started as an angel.
He was evil for a time?
He was evil for a while. But he started as an angel and he was a good guy who was helping the boys. And then he was... like teamed up with the boys, and then he disappeared for a while, and then Dean had to save him from hell, or purgatory? He had to save him from purgatory, and he's been all over the place, but he started as an angel.
Yes.
And have we talked about anybody else? John. I mentioned John and Bobby. John is their dad. Bobby is their uncle. Is he actually their uncle, or he's just a family friend, an older male family friend, so an uncle by proxy?
Yes.
I think that's about it.
We mentioned Crowley.
Did we?
We mentioned him. He wasn't in any of this.
Okay, Crowley is the king of hell. Mm-hmm. I will mention him. Do you have a Crowley upcoming? My last story is a Crowley. No. Okay, I'll get more into Crowley.
Which is a serious oversight because I'm a big fan of
I was going to say, that surprises me. I really thought that you were going to hit that before I did.
Him. But yeah, so, if we're going to introduce another character with this story.
Okay.
This is called The Queen's Queen, and it's called Sharing and 000. That might be pronounced differently. I don't know.
Sharing and ooh.
Sharing a ghost. And the description that drew me in is as such. You know, I've seen a lot of Bella/Dean and Bella/Sam pairings, as in Twilight.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, who the fuck is Bella? Okay.
A few Bella/Cass and all that, but I really wanted to see a Bella/Charlie pairing for once. So I made one for anyone who's interested like myself.
Now, Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, is the character played by Felicia Day?
Correct.
Okay.
So I was like,
Now, let's be fair. You hate Felicia Day.
Correction.
Like, you wish her physical harm.
I thought
and illnesses.
That. I actually did think that. Because in everything I've ever seen her in, which is like 2 things, I've wanted to like strangle her characters to death. However, my friend turned me to Vaginal Fantasy, which is like a book club.
She's fucking great.
She does.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would totally hang out with her.
Yeah, no, she's awesome.
She gotta act like such a weirdo in everything else that she does.
I mean, she's been typecast by the thing that she created.
That sucks, and I hate it.
But she created
really cool.
it. She
not
made
my
it.
problem. Okay. My point is, I don't actually hate her. It turns out, I just hate her in anything.
Yeah, no. So now, once again, in volume 479 of Steve Was Right. Yeah, Felicia Day is actually cool, even though she plays corny characters in some shit sometimes.
All of it. The 2 things I've seen. But yeah, so no, I don't hate her, it turns out.
Okay, well, I was unaware of this turnabout.
Oh yeah, this happened like a year ago when I started watching that on YouTube, and I've never looked back. I just feel sorry for her whenever I see her in a thing.
Well, I enjoy her a lot. I like her personality. I like her enthusiasm. Not great at acting. Like,
yes.
She's just really not. Not that a lot of people on Supernatural are not. But yeah, Anyway.
But yeah, so no, I don't hate her, is the point I was trying to make. I'm actually a fan of her, but not any of her characters. when spoiler alert, Charlie died on the show.
Again, not that matters in Supernatural.
No. Well, no, but see, that's the thing. Like, she actually didn't come back.
Yet.
And I was like, oh my god, is she actually really dead? And, like, Chris and I high-fived. But anyway, so, that premise, I was like, interesting. How's that gonna happen? Well, let me tell you. Not in a way that makes any sense. Chapter 1, Bella's POV. Stupid Cullens, apostrophe.
Okay.
Stupid Jacob leaving me too. Stupid Laurent trying to kill me. Stupid Paul fucking Lahote for almost scratching my face off. I'm so done. I'm going to take care of Victoria myself the Winchester way. Oh, sorry. I am not Isabella Swan. I'm Isabella Winchester. Not 18, I'm 25. Never been oblivious to the supernatural. I'm a hunter. My dad isn't Charlie Swan. John Winchester is. But Mary Winchester isn't my mother. I have 3 brothers. My brother, to whom I grew up with, Adam Milligan, and 2 older half-brothers, Sam and Dean Winchester. Oh, and I'm bisexual, just putting that out there. So
I'm this character that you know, only, no I'm not.
So, she goes on to explain that, when she was 17 and her brother was 18, their mother was taken by some sort of creature, and they called their dad, and he was dead, but she had 2 older brothers that she didn't know about.
So wait, is her dad John?
Yes.
Okay.
This is an actual plot that happened, except that kid did not have a sister, as far as I know.
Oh, so John had another kid, not that it was Bella from Twilight.
Yes.
Okay.
He had a boy who they met, and then he died immediately, and...
That sounds kind of familiar, actually, yeah.
But, regardless, this plot line sort of happened, but Bella Swan was not involved in any way. So she goes on to say that she became a hunter with the boys, and, when,
By the way, on online.murderhouseonline.online, you need to link, The Hunter by B. Dolan. It's a song. I've played it for you. It's a rap song. One of those ones where I play it for you and you're like, oh, I actually really like this, but don't tell anyone that I do. You should find it on Spotify or YouTube or whatever and put it on here because it's very relevant.
I'll see what I can do.
Things. Yeah.
Just remind me.
B. Dolan.
Okay, remind me.
I won't.
Sometimes
I'll
I'm
forget.
not in the middle of reading a story, or Megan, when you're later listening to this after it's been published, remind me to put that on the Tumblr. So anyway, she becomes a hunter with them. Sam becomes Lucifer's vessel, and then he gets killed or whatever. And then she and Dean part ways. They both decide to go live real people lives. And then she becomes Bella Swan. She goes and moves out with her uncle.
But how old was Bella when that shit started?
Like, young.
Right, so that doesn't make sense, right?
Not even a little bit.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was not misunderstanding.
So yeah, she goes and then, like, falls in love with,
a werewolf, a vampire, a zombie, a mummy.
Basically. And then, after that, she decides that she's gonna get back together with the brothers.
A Frankenstein.
So, here's...
A creature from the Black Lagoon.
Here's my deal.
Of the Thing.
1.
I'll stop.
Let's just call this what it is. A self-insertion.
Right. Yes.
So why wouldn't you just call it that? 2, if you want to read a story about Bella and Charlie, but this character isn't actually Bella at all, why
this is my point about every story that we read, and you just hand wave it away.
But this is really bad. Because in order to have a crossover, like, these characters don't exist together at all in any universe.
Right.
So you have to put them together, which means that they have to be that character at least somewhat, or it's not going to be recognizable at all. Case in point.
Can I stop real quick and tell you about the crossovers that I tried to do for this episode?
Sure, because like there's not really
so
a whole
bad
lot more
that
to the story,
I couldn't use them. There was a Supernatural Disgaea crossover that I wanted to be so good, and it wasn't. Right, how could you fuck that up?
Yeah.
They did.
Bummer.
There was a Supernatural Evil Dead crossover that was equally as bad. There was a
But not the good kind of bad?
No, not at all. It was just so boring.
That's a bummer.
Oh, there were a couple more, but I can't remember what they are anymore. Those are the two that really stuck out at me. Like, how could you fuck this up? Like, it was like Sam and Dean, like, hunting with Ash, and it was terrible and not even in a cool way. And then in the Disgaea one, Etna and Laharl at the end of a fight tumbled through a portal, and they basically ended up on the Winchester's, like, door step. And Laharl was unconscious, and Etna had to, like, explain her way around it. And it was also fucking awful and not in a good way. Like, it was just, I don't know how you fuck those things up. Yes, I know. That's why I clicked on it.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, very much.
There
was another one, too, but I can't remember what it was right now. There was at least one more.
And you dashed all my hopes at the same time. That's rude, Steve.
Yeah.
That is rude.
That's me. I'm a rude boy.
She calls them up, and Sam's like, Dean's like, let me tell you what's happened in the last while, because Sam is fine. Everything's... So I guess she skipped a couple seasons.
Right, exactly, yeah. She did a time skip, but only for herself.
So, the introduction of her to the brothers, well, not the introduction, I guess the reintroduction.
The reunion.
Yeah, the reunion. I think she's really beating us over the head with how much this isn't Bella Swan. I pulled my truck up to the large abandoned building that was covered in fallen leaves, growing vines, and large trees. Up front, I could see Sam and Dean waiting in their usual flannels and cargo jackets.
They usually wear cargo jackets?
What is a cargo jacket?
I assume it's like cargo shorts, but a jacket. So it makes you look like a doofus, but it doesn't matter. And it's got lots of pockets.
Not even bothering to cut the engine, I stopped the truck and hopped out. That's dangerous.
It careens into the building, yeah.
Into the brothers. And
yeah. But it's okay, because I had the Dragon Balls.
Running to hug both my brothers. Tears were falling like heavy forks rain down my face.
Heavy forks?
That's the town that Twilight takes place in.
Oh, Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Hey, hell's bells, Sam whispered, tears in his own eyes. Hiya, Sammy, I whispered. Sam usually gets annoyed when Dean calls him Sammy, but when I do it, he smiles lightly. I pulled back from Sam and turned to Dean. Dinosaur, I exclaimed and leapt into his open eyes. I want to vomit into my own eyes. Missed you, baby sis, he said, and kissed the top of my head. I pulled back and then glared, swinging my hand and smacking them.
Then I started jerking them both off.
No. That would make more sense somehow. So she's like, she smacked them both in the face, and they were like, what? And she says, that's for not calling me the minute Sam got out of hell. What in the name of Lilith's saggy tits were you thinking?
I think I remember Lilith's tits being fine.
Agree.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't imagining that.
So, she's, just swearing and making up weird exclamations the whole time, which I think, again, is a really insisting...
A really OC thing
this is not at all like Bella Swan.
Right. Oh, and that too. Yeah.
And very OC.
Yeah.
Look how cool and, edgy I am.
Right. Oh, man, wait till we get to my OC shit.
I love it so much. It's, my favorite thing. So she's like, wait, so tell me more about this Charlie that you mentioned. So wait, you guys now have a friend named Charlie who's a huge fan of Harry Potter, especially Hermione, and she prefers the female species, I ask?
Species!
Is she hot? I asked, and they both chuckled. Well, she's adorable. Here, I have a picture. Dean pulled out his phone and showed me a picture of him and Sammy with a redhead girl who was sandwiched between them. Hot. She was really pretty, and she had a beautiful smile. Wow, she's hot, I practically exclaimed, but there's an exclamation point, so, you definitely exclaimed it.
Right.
So... She then, she's like, where am I staying? I don't want to share a room with you weirdos. And they're like, here's your room. And it's empty. And she then goes on to unpack her stuff, and she sits down at the desk and takes out a notebook and starts writing down stuff that she wants to get to add more me to the room. And I kid you not,
God.
there's now a list of things to buy. And I will read it. Band posters, parentheses, Metallica, Kansas, Paramore, Green Day, Linkin Park, Bon Jovi, In This Moment, Guns N' Roses, Poison, Extreme, etc. End parentheses.
Etc.
Picture frames, large nails to hang weapons, hooks for jewelry and jackets, fandom posters, parentheses, Game of Thrones, Orange is the New Black, Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Walking Dead, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Divergent, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and Sherlock, end parentheses. Bed sheets with matching pillowcases and duvet. Books to read for fun. Cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies. Groceries and such.
Oh man, that's legitimately one of my favorite things.
So, then...
Here's what makes me cool list.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, and I love it so much.
Oh, Jesus.
So after she's finished this extensive list, she goes back into the kitchen to eat. And then she goes and she sees that there's nothing but garbage in the fridge, so she makes a grocery list too. But that is unfortunately not
literal
included.
garbage or like chicken fingers?
That.
Okay.
But yeah, so she puts that list in her pocket as well. But
Does
we
she
don't
write
get
it
to
out
know,
first?
Unfortunately,
Oh, damn
I don't get to know what fruits
Bananas,
and vegetables
peppers, olives,
lettuce,
apples,
spinach,
lettuce.
I said lettuce. So she goes
Two
back
different
out.
kinds of lettuce. Romaine and iceberg.
So she goes back out and joins the boys in the living room where they're watching TV. And, hi guys, I greeted them both with kisses on their cheeks because I know whenever I walk out of a room and then come back in again, I need to greet everyone once more.
Like you haven't seen them in 2 years and also are Italian.
Hey, hell's bells, Dean said with his mouth stuffed like a squirrel. Parentheses, author's note. Couldn't resist. My mom calls me Squirrel too because I remind her of Doug from Up. But she has no idea how much I love that nickname now. LOL, end parentheses.
Jesus Christ.
So then Cash shows up, and he's like, what are you guys watching? And they're like, Game of Thrones. And he's like, I don't understand the concept of this show because I'm dumb. And that's pretty much the end of this story.
I'm an alien. I don't understand your human TV shows.
So, like, that's it. I mean, look. Alright, he's like this. Ready? I have to, every time Cass is an idiot, I'm gonna have to... I don't understand why people are playing a game for a throne completely made of swords.
Oh, Jesus.
Why is it called the Iron Throne when there are also swords made of different metals? Oh, I'm an idiot. She literally says, with the look of a lost puppy, his head tilted a bit.
It's like 9-year-old me became a 35-year-old man who was harboring the soul of a several hundred-year-old
exactly
angel
like
who was also a retard. Oh, man. Listeners, the looks I just got in this room.
But yeah, so that's the end.
Cool.
Now,
I really like those lists.
this was only published on October 23rd of this year.
Oh, fuck.
Which leads me to question, first of all, who's still writing Twilight fanfiction? Second of all, why is this set like several seasons back in the show if it was just written? Third of all, I don't have a
Who
third.
wants a Poison poster in 2016? I think Poison was one of the bands that you said.
Yeah, it totally was, yes. Yes. Well, I mean, yes. It absolutely was. I don't know. Yes. I'm just like, I don't even know who In This Moment is.
They were one of like, weren't they like an emo metal thing?
But yeah, so, there may be hope that there's more to this story.
Man,
because you might notice that Charlie wasn't actually in it at all yet.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. Just
so
a picture of her.
Let me just say, I am...
Oh,
like,
although that explains why it's several seasons in the past, because she's not dead yet.
who said several seasons in the past?
I thought you just did.
Yeah, I did, but why are you even writing about this character anymore?
Because she really wanted to fuck Felicia Day, I guess.
I'm like actually literally have this story bookmarked because I cannot wait to see the interactions between this list writing character and the Charlie character, because they're just gonna like edgy reference each other to death. That's probably sex to them. They're just gonna go back and forth with their list of band posters.
No, you're probably right. You're probably very
until
right.
they overload.
I'm not.
And I can't wait to read that. So I might have an update later.
Okay, please keep us abreast, as it were. So speaking of OCs, Cortana, eat my dick.
See, that's rude. Wait. I just clicked on this person's father profile. And my real name is Maria, and I am 15 years old. I am quite unextraordinary.
Wait, stop. I gotta come to terms. I just laughed at a 15-year-old pouring their heart out, and also...
However, she joined in 2014, so she's probably, like, 17
she might be almost 17 now. Okay, that's a little bit better.
There's a big list of bands, TV shows. I'm not very girly. I'm more of a tomboy.
She's just like one of the guys. You would
sometimes see me wearing a black wife beater and a navy blue basketball shorts watching Harry Potter, Twilight, Merlin, Avengers, Thor, Captain America, or Doctor Who. But most times I'm on this website, reading and writing fanfictions. My digital escape is life.
Can we, please, for the love of God, can we get that shirt?
Sometimes
Can we please get that shirt?
Sometimes I like to make funny remarks about random stuff based
I'll
on
give
random fandoms of mine.
Jesus. I'll give her all the money. I don't even give a fuck. Can we please get that shirt?
I'm a wacky person to be with, but I consider myself to be an okay person. I'll stop now.
It hurts so much inside. Oh, God. For any of you who might be listeners in your teens, early 20s, at some point you'll be in your, God, I'm in my mid-30s by now, and you'll look back at yourself in your teens and early 20s and be like, no, okay, so you might just have heard Kera say all of those things, and you might be in your teens or early 20s and thought the same things that I just said. What you're not getting is that no matter what you feel currently in your teens or early 20s, you will still feel that way in your early to mid 30s about yourself, no matter how fucking cool you think you are now. And I'm not saying that to put you down. I'm just steel yourself, because like it stings, man. Jesus Christ, does it sting.
I also want to tell you that as you were talking, I was scrolling further down her profile, and you know, like, all the things they have on, like, Facebook that you're, like, weird young cousin posts, like,
I don't have any weird young cousins anymore, so no, I don't know.
I do.
All my cousins are now in their late 20s, and they're like, what the fuck am I doing? Just like me.
Like, girl, do I ever cross your mind? Boy, no. Girl, do you like me? No. And then, you know, it goes on. The reason I don't like you is because I love you. The reason I don't want you is because I need you. So, like, there's, like, literally, like, at least 10 to 20 of these things.
Just in, like, with no context? Just, okay.
Yes. This is a true story. A girl died in 1933. She will suffocate you like she was suffocated. If you post this in your profile, she will not bother you. Your kindness will be rewarded.
I feel like we're starting to turn into a cyberbullying podcast. And I don't like
Chris can cut all this. This is so beautiful.
Oh, God.